All right, hello, my friends. Welcome back to BVI Pilots. We're going to be doing a flight today, flying from CYVR, Anchorage, Alaska. Or, I got it backwards. We're flying from CYVR here in Canada, and we're flying up to Anchorage, Alaska. So, yeah, let me get that right. Get it right, John. Get it right. So yeah, hopefully we have a good start up here. We got the first officer here, my co-pilot, going around doing the things that he's got to, got to do. So, get a full screen here if I can. We'll do that there, and then we got cabin views on this one. Cabin view. Cabin view. Another cockpit view. Another cabin view. Cockpit view. Co-pilot view. Yeah. Got the flight plan here. 32,000 feet tonight. Cost index is 17. 2 minutes. I'll shut that up. I just wanted you guys to hear that. That's probably just too much. Waiting on first officer to do his stuff here. When he goes out for a walk around, that is when you really want to go ahead and get your departure and your arrival completed, because once you do that, you want to go back over to first officer and do your references for the flight, meaning making sure the runway is set in first officer, altitude, make sure you got the flap settings set, the auto brake set, all that stuff. You want to have all that done, that way when he comes back in, he'll have that information.
Heading out for my checks.
And there he goes. So we do left bracket, control C. Left soft 1. Air activated, that's good. Right soft 6. And then we're going to do CYVR, left soft 2. That's the pose in it page. It's set now. Right soft 6. Route page. There it is. Departure and arrival. So we'll do Alt A for departure and arrival. We'll do left soft 1 for CYVR.
Citron CYVR Departure Citron 1 FSR 70 Plant 2 Plant 3 Plant 4 STNLE 526 Plant 5 YVR 226R Plant 4 STNLE 526L Latest flight march 34.txt notepad row 1 column 2 Latest flight march 34.txt Plant 2 Plant CYVR slash 26LN044
Yeah,
CYVR Departure Plant 4 STNLE 526L
So you can be right soft 4.
CDU number 1 execute 3 YVR 2 Plant 2 RICHM 7 Plant 3 Plant 4 Plant 3 Plant 2 R Plant 1 PRG 6 L 26L
And I don't
Latest flight march
see
latest flight march N044 DCT Trio
direct to Trill. We don't have that option, so what we're going to do is just
DCT CYVR Departure 1/1 PM DTs Edred only multi-line 1 PRG 6 L 26L
execute.
CDU number 1 execute available CDU number 2 execute available execute
Alt-T to go back to the root page. And then Alt-A to go back so we can do our arrival, which is right soft 2 for PANC.
Plant 1, Foil 07L. Plant 2, L5 07R. Plant 3, Colo 4.07 DL15. Plant 4, Colo 4.15 RMD 07L. Latest flight march 30, Plant /07R. Plant.
And we're 7 right.
Arrival 1/3, Plant 3, Colo 4.07 DL15. Plant 4, Colo 4.15 RMD 07L. Plant 5, DL6.07 RMD Y07R.
Okay.
4, Colo 4.15 RMD 07L. Plant 3, Colo 4.0, Plant 4, Colo 4.1, Plant 5, DL6.07 RMD Y07R. Latest flight march 31st.txt, latest flight march 31st.txt, Plant, character R707R. Anchor arrival 1, anchor arrival, Plant 4, Colo 4.15 RMD 07L. Plant 5, DL6.07 RMD Y07R. Latest flight march character R70. Anchor, Edred Plant 5, DL6.07 RMD Y07R.
So right top 5.
CDU number 1 execute, Plant 3, Colo 4.0, Trans 2, L5. Plant 1, 4 SL. Latest flight march, Plant /07R. Woody 4. Joe.
Woody 4
Anchor
Joe.
Edred Plant 2, L5. Trans 3, Colo 4, Plant 4, DL6. Plant 5, Stager 9. Plant 3, Plant 2, Plant 1, Woody 4.07D.
That's off 1 on the second page.
Stars approaching 1, Woody 4.SL, Trans 2, Joe.
There's Joe on left off 2. Execute.
CDU number 1 execute, available. CDU number 2 execute.
Alt-G.
At RTE like 1, 2, 1, 3 slash. 2, 1, 2, slash. 2, 1, 3 slash. At RTE 2, 1, 3 slash. 2, 1, 2 slash. 2, 1, 3 slash. At RTE like 1 slash 5.
We got 5 leg pages on this flight. Now we got that done.
Latest flight march for Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3, 1.2, screen share, meeting control, row, zoom row 2 column, forms, main row 2 column. Close and checklist grouping, 4 star
First
CHKLSD.
officer window.
Drop down menu,
Alt-D.
company. Buttons.
Right arrow on
Buttons, drop down menu.
buttons.
Voice. Pause. Performance.
Down arrow to performance. Hit
Close
enter.
and checklist grouping, 4 star CHKLSD button.
Usually I gotta do it twice, and I do.
Drop down menu. Button. Low aircraft slash buttons. Buttons drop connect voice. Pause. Perform. Close and checklist. Performance.
And performance. Now we can.
Close and checklist group. After start. Taxi. 26L button.
There it is, 26L.
Combo box collapse. 10 blank. 32,000 button.
32,000, that's correct.
Combo box collapse. 10 blank. 0 button.
Initial altitude.
Combo box collapse. 1,000. 2,000. 31,000. 30,000. 31. 32,000.
Let's set that for 32.
Combo box collapse. 10 blank. Yes. Yes selected. No. No select. Yes. Yes selected.
Yes.
Combo box collapse. 1. 1 selected. 5. 10. 10 selected.
Flaps 10 on takeoff.
Button. Combo box collapse. 10 blank. 2 selected. 1. 1 selected.
To 1.
Button. Combo box collapse. 10 blank. On selected. Off select. On selected instead. Edit selected 29,161. 29,161. 29,161. Edit selected 147.8. Edit 29,106. Combo box collapse. Edit selected on. Edit 29,161. 29,161.
Okay.
Button. Combo box collapse. Edit selected on. Button. Combo box collapse. Edit selected 1.
Yeah, there we
Combo
go.
box. Edit 20. Edit selected.
Okay,
Edit
so you have
selected.
down
Edit selected.
here.
Edit selected. Edit selected 0. Edit selected 2. Edit selected 89. Edit selected tank. 07R button.
There we go,
Combo box
7
collapse.
on.
10 blank.
That's
Full
correct.
button. Combo box collapse. 10 blank. 25.
Full
30.
for
40.
our flaps.
40. 0 button. Combo box collapse. 10 blank. 1. 1 selected. 2. 3. 4.
Then we got
Edit
auto
selected 200.
brakes.
Edit
That's
edit
it.
edit number SIMDRF button.
Down where it says download. You don't got to download. I go down to there and then I hit my alt key.
Support. Company. Low aircraft slash buttons. Connect. Voice. Pause. Performance.
Go down and hit performance and get
Performance
rid of
data
that.
group,
There we go. Now we're waiting.
At RTE like 1/5 PM DT 730. At RTE like 1/5 PM DT 737.
Literally waiting on first officer to finish this thing. Now I'm not really worried about the chocks thing, you know. He'll set him or not. Like if he doesn't, no big deal. So what I'm going to do?
Forms main row. Latest flight march. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. 1.2. 2.0.
Let's get the try to get the parking brake.
Numlock on. Numlock off. Numlock on.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7. Control
Parking brake off.
1,
Parking brake off.
2.
Parking brake off. Parking brake off. Parking.
and I believe I turned it on.
Oxygen
Did
level
it?
66%.
Let's see.
Heart.
It did. So hold that period down. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Control
Parking brake on.
1,
Parking brake
2.
on. Parking brake on.
There we go. So hold that period down. Hit my left control. Hold that down. Count to 1, 2, and let off the period. And it'll lock her in place there, like Skip it. It'll do. Doo-dah, doo-dah. So let's go ahead and interrupt this guy walking around by hitting Control Tab or Control Alt for about two seconds. 1, 2.
Aircraft is good.
Ah, yeah. We sped you up, didn't we there, McFly? Come on, McFly. Got to interrupt me when I'm wanting to get the flight on the in the air, that is. Almost said on the road. That wouldn't work out so good.
At RTE Lex 1/5 PM DT 700. At RTE Lex
All right,
1/5
now
PM.
he's back in. We're going to do the weather here on the
CD number
leg
of
page. So you go down to the very bottom. On
6 1.0/0.6 NMRT data grader.
the right side there on the bottom it says data grader. Just do right side 6
CD number
twice. Which I just did. I'll refresh it.
Plan 4, plan 5, with 6, select request.
Okay, still
Plan
waiting
4,
on him
plan
to
5,
load it.
with 6, plan 6, select request.
Waiting.
Plan 4, YZB, plan 5, with 6, select request grader.
Come on, yo goon.
Plan 4, plan 5, with 6, select request grader.
CDU message display.
There it
CRU
is.
window
Plan 4, plan 5, RT 6, let's load.
Let's load. That's let's off 6. And we'll get
CD
rid
number
of
1
the
execute available, execute
X.
available.
There it is. Alt E.
CDU
Left
message
FMC
here.
off, right FMC off, CDU number 1 execute available, CDU
CDU
number 1
message
message off, CDU number 2 message
CDU
off,
message
execute off, left FMC on, right FMC on, CDU number 1 message on, CDU number 2 message on, left FMC off, right
And there we
At
go.
RTE Lex 1/5, 201/315/13, 200/315, 203/275/left. At RTE Lex 1/275 degrees 28.6 nm.
275 is the heading. Left bracket shift H.
MCP edit, edit, alt plus selection remove.
275.
572 plan.
There we
At
go.
RTE Lex 1/5, yaw
Check
camera.
the heading. Left bracket
MCP
H.
edit 275. Yaw
That's
camera
right. Left bracket H.
MCP altitude 10,000 feet.
Why is it at 10,000?
Emergency
I
exit lights on,
don't
emergency exit lights on, light
know.
off. Seatbelt selector auto.
He might not got
Left
to
side
that
window
part yet.
Left
We'll
forward window
wait.
on.
We'll check that in a
Right forward
minute.
window on. Right side window on, left side window on, left forward
We're
window
just
on.
going to let
Left forward
him
window on.
finish what
Left side
he's
window on.
doing, you see.
Left side auto, left side auto.
I'm over here on
Left
my
side. Microsoft Flight Simulator, form stop main row on column 3. Latest flight March 31st.txt, screen sharing unit control row 2 column 1.
video page.
Screen
We're
sharing
gonna
unit
hold
control
on.
window, auto break RTO, news currently audio settings drop down button. Start video, alt plus video settings, drop security drop down button. Open participant left right right on, left chat button. More options for chat drop down button. Blue share, alt plus shift, share options drop down button. Pause share, alt plus T button. Annotate button. Close, open apps panel button. Collaboration options drop down button. More drop down button. 30 dock bottom button. Stop share, alt plus S button. Expand screen share review button. News currently news, alt plus A button. Audio settings drop down button. Start video, alt plus T button. Video settings drop down button. Security drop down button. Open participants panel 1 participants, alt plus U button. More options for participants drop down button. Chat button. More options for chat drop down button. Blue share, alt plus shift plus S button. Share options drop down button. Pause share, alt plus T button. Annotate button. Close, open apps panel button. Collaboration options drop down button. TPW listed light on. More drop down button.
Thought there was
TPW listed light off. Dock the bottom button. Left low right slope, stop share, alt plus S button. Left low right slope light off, right low right slope, expand screen share review button.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear, terrain, terrain, pull up.
News currently news, alt plus A button. TPW listed light on. Audio settings drop down button. Start video, alt plus T button. Video settings drop
Sink
down button.
rate, pull up. Terrain, pull up. Don't sink, don't sink. Too low, terrain.
he's just doing a test here.
Too low, gear. Too low, flaps. Too low, terrain.
Screen share unit
Flight
controls.
slope.
Security drop down button. Video settings drop down button. Security open participants panel. More options for participants chat button. More options for chat drop down button.
Minimums,
Blue share, alt plus shift plus S button.
2,500.
More options for chat drop down button. Blue share, alt plus shift, share options drop down button. Pause share, alt plus T button.
500.
Annotate button. Close, open apps panel button.
400.
Collaboration options drop down button. More drop down button. Dock the bottom button.
200.
Stop share, alt plus S button. Dock the bottom button. More drop down button. Collaboration options drop, more drop down button.
30.
Pause recording, alt plus.
20.
Stop record. Pause recording, alt plus T. Stop record. Pause recording, alt plus T. Stop recording, alt
Wind
plus R.
shear.
Captions.
Wind shear.
Stop.
Wind
Pause
shear.
recording, alt plus T.
Too low. Terrain.
Dock the bottom button.
Caution. Terrain.
15 minutes. Take off red ones. Edit red only multi
All
lights.
right, so on the takeoff,
Take off red 1/2. Take off red 1/2. Flaps QRHD 11. 10 degrees
the
147
takeoff
radar.
reference page, that's also where your trim is. And I'm going to just show you where it's at because we was asking where the trim setting.
Take off red 1/2. Flaps 10 degrees 147 radar.
So that
147.
is on line
26 2 90 CD3 26.9% 4.22 156 radar 156.
the right here
CD
says
26.9% 4.22 156 radar 150. 26.9% 4.22 156 radar 156.
4.22. That's the trim. Okay. So I always go down one number. I said 2, but
Trim. Elevator trim
that's
indicator roll
because
plus
my
E.
trim wasn't right altogether. But
Lead trim disabled point.
so
Trim disabled point.
4.22, we'll go down to 3.22 by hitting the letter D.
3.99, 3.97, 3.95. 3.92, 3.9.
Just going down.
3.89, 3.84, 3.81, 3.79, 3.75, 3.74, 3.68, 3.65, 3.63, 3.59, 3.58, 3.54, 3.52, 3.49, 3.48, 3.47, 3.46, 3.45, 3.44, 3.43, 3.42, 3.41, 3.39, 3.38, 3.37, 3.36, 3.33, 3.32, 3.3, 3.29, 3.28, 3.26, 3.25, 3.24, 3.23.
3.23, that's the closest you're going to get it. So I'm not going to try to make it any closer. So I'm going to tab.
Trim indicator, tap trim indicator, electrical tap trim, autopilot tap trim, tap trim off button plus S.
5. It says stab trim off. Hit my space bar.
Tap trim normal.
Stab trim normal. And then Alt F4 off of that trim window.
Line select the takeoff /2 flex QRHT11 10 degrees 147 greater 147 26 KM1.
And then now we're going to go to the leg page.
Selection remove. Act RT Lex 1/5.
Check for vectors and route discontinuities. To go to the next page with the waypoints, use your page up and page down to go between the different pages. Okay? So let's take a look at page 1.
RT 271 350 315 203 is 0.775 204 YZP 0.735 Module 0.771/L320.
Everything's good there, so I'll do a page down.
Act RT Lex 2/5.
2 out of
Act
5.
RT Lex 201 KORL 0.766 202 COMS 0.766 203 0.76 204 250 205 L 250 is L
Page 2 is good. Page down.
Act RT Lex 3 Act RT Lex 201 240 302 240 203 anti 210 204 vector 200 305 200 304 vector 210/5000.
We got a vector on line 4, so we're going to go down here.
305 206/2008.
On WUO, hit less off 5, and then less off 4.
CPU number 1 execute key available execute.
Execute.
CPU number 1 execute 303 anti 200 304 /2008.
There it is.
075 W/1600.
That page is good now. Page down.
Act RT Lex 4/4.
4 out of
Act
4.
RT Lex 071 RW07/201. 072 900/900. 203 2/3008. Hold at 4 2/3008.
Okay.
Act RT Lex 4/4 PMDG 737 CPU. Hold at 4 2/3008.
Everything
Hold
looks
at 3
good.
202 RW07/201.
Now, what does it, let me go back up to the previous page.
Act
Down
RT Lex
here.
302 203 and 304 198/2008. 05 164/1600. RMP 6 1.0 RMP 5 164/1600. 04 198/2008. 05 164/1600. RMP 6 1.0/0.
Make
03
sure.
212 RW07/201.
Yeah, so runway
071 RW07/201.
7 right
01
is
RW07/201.
Vancouver ground
201 on altitude. So I'm going to go back up one
RT
page.
Lex 3/4. 302 213 304 05 RMP 5 074 degrees 5 5 164/1600. 327 degrees 4 198/2008.
And then where the localizer is here on line 4,
074 198/2008.
WUO is the waypoint.
074 198/2008.
This 2000A. I'm going to get rid of that A because I got to go below 2000
Taxiing to general
go to
aviation
catch that
parking via
localizer.
taxiway Mike Juliet Romeo Kilo Victor Hotel Charlie Juliet Charlie 6 Aero
So I'll
Caribbean
put 2000 in
711.
there.
Here's red. Refresh button. Red realm 303 anti 210 304 198/2008.
Vancouver ground flare 857 request taxi to the gate.
327 degrees 5.1 nm. 4 198/2008.
Okay, so on 2000A, I'm going to tab down. There's 2000 there. See that?
Refresh. Red realm multi line 4 304 198/2008.
Do right stop 4 and it's going to change it from 2008 to just 2000.
CPU number 1 execute key available execute.
Execute.
CPU number 304 074
See, there it is, 2000. So
Act RT Lex 4/4.
everything's good on that page.
Hold at 3 220 degrees 2 900/900. 203 2/3008.
Then we got to hold at
203 2/3008.
3008. We got to do a go around.
Act RT Lex 1/4. CPU number 1 CPU number 2
All right, back on page 1.
Screen sharing unit controls 1 column Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 forms.main row 2 column 1. Forms.main.
It should be done with his
Report
stuff.
from THK messages. Pre-flight flow complete. Bottom. Pre-flight flow completed.
Pre-flight flow completed, so we're gonna
Edit red only. Free of LTCHK. Before start flow button. Free of LTCHK LSD button.
do a pre-flight checklist.
Ready for the departure
RT Lex 3
briefing?
Jeremy Microsoft
All
Flight
right,
Simulator.
it will
Microsoft
be a
Flight
left
Simulator 1.3.
seat takeoff from Charlie, Yankee, Victor, Romeo, 2, Papa, Alpha, November, Charlie. Taxi route is per ATC instruction. We'll be departing on runway 26, Lima. Climbing via the departure procedures to an initial altitude of 32,000 feet. Standard reject and emergency procedures apply. Any questions?
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22.0.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Test it.
Navigation transfer and display switches.
Normal and
Total fuel
auto.
29,099.4 pounds.
On.
4,340
Pressurization mode selected.
Auto.
Flight
Good.
instruments.
Heading set altimeter set.
Parking brake.
Set.
Fuel control switches.
Cut off.
Checklist complete.
Okay, checklist complete, so let's go shut the door.
Form stop main row 1 column 2. At RT Lex 1 slash 4
Back
PM.
my
At RT
leg
Lex 1 slash 4
phase,
PM.
do Alt M,
Selection
go to
removed.
main
Plant 1, Plant
menu,
2, Plant 3 PM 4, Plant 5, FS action speeder.
right sub 5,
Free left door cruise speeder. Auto. Free left door cruise speeder. Auto. 2 left tail auto. Free left door cruise speeder.
yeah, left sub 3 for
Element 2
doors,
left LFP 1 left close door open door speeder.
left sub,
LFP 1 left close door open door speeder.
left sub 1 to close the door, refresh, back to the leg
At RT
brake.
Lex 1 slash 4. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Now you're going to hear them do the
Left fuel pump on.
before
Left fuel pump on.
start
Right forward fuel
flow.
pump on. Right fuel pump on. Right fuel pump on. Engine number 1 low pressure light off. Left center fuel pump on. Engine number 1 center low pressure light off. Center fuel pump on. Engine number 2 left fuel pressure light off. Center fuel pump on. Center right fuel pump on. Engine number 2 center low pressure light off. Engine number 2 left low pressure light off. Engine number 1 center low pressure light off. Electric hydraulic pump number 2 on. Electric hydraulic pump 1. Engine number 2 center low pressure light off. Electric hydraulic pump number 1 on. Electric hydraulic pump number 2 low pressure light off. Anti-skidding light off. Electric hydraulic pump 1 on. Flight control A low pressure light off. Electric hydraulic pump number 1 low pressure light off. Flight control B low pressure light off. Left takeoff. Left takeoff. Right takeoff. Right takeoff. Right takeoff. Right research fan off. Left research fan off. Anti-collision lights on. Beacon on point. Wind lights on. Logo on point. Flight door denied. Flight door auto. Ground power light off. Ground power not available. CDU number 1 message light off. CDU number 2 message light off.
Okay. Let's see
At RT Lex 1 slash 4 PM DG 700. Edit red only mode.
if he's on
275 1 315 slash 282 350 283 is 204 rise in RT menu Lex bottom menu Lex step. In RT ECL DCRZ menu Lex step bottom menu Lex step.
what?
At RT Lex 1 slash 4 PM DG. Microsoft Flight Form stop main row 1 column 3.
Wrong
Phone
window,
fitness
here we go.
Ever. Pre-FL flow. Before start taxis flow. Before start CHK messages. Before start flow complete. Bottom. Before start flow complete.
Before start flow complete. Okay. So now
Before start flow button. Before start CHK LSD button.
we'll do the before start checklist.
Before start
At RT
checklist.
Lex Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight
Flight
Simulator.
deck door.
Closed and locked.
Like that
Fuel
door's
2
closed and locked.
niner 0 niner 4 pounds.
Check.
Passenger signs.
Set.
MCP. Speed 156. Heading 260. Altitude 32000.
Check.
Takeoff speeds V1
That's our altitude.
147. VR 149er. V2 156.
Set.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Free and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Everything looks
Completed.
so
Anti-collision
pretty.
lights.
On.
Checklist complete.
Roger, Flare 857.
All right, got all that done. So now we can go ahead and do our pushback using PMDG.
Form stop main row 1 column 2. At RT Lex 1 slash 4 PM DG 700. Edit red
Do
only mode.
so,
License. At
go
RT
to
Lex 1
leg
slash 4
phase, do Alt M.
Selection removed. Plant 1, Plant 2, Plant 3 PM 4, Plant 5, FS action speeder.
From the main menu, you'll do right soft 5,
Plant 4, let's pushback.
left soft 4.
Ticket 4, 0, chop select 5, left set slash X remove number.
On line 5, it
Chop select
says
5, left set slash X remove colon, space, less, S, E, T,
left symbol set.
space, slash, space, X, space, R,
Flare 857.
X,
Hold
space, X,
position.
space, R, E,
Caution
M,
other
O, E,
traffic.
E, E, space, space.
Removed. That means
Flare
it's
857,
chalk been removed. So we do right soft 5. Refresh with Alt R.
Ticket 4, select 5, left start TPX 200 greater.
Says start, that means it's ready. So left soft 5.
Cockpit to ground.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Go ahead.
push back and start tail straight out.
Flare 857, hold position. Caution other traffic.
Now I'm going to release brake by
Flare
holding the bearing
857,
down. Here
continue
we go.
taxi.
Bearing down, bearing
Flare
down.
857,
There it is.
hold position. Caution other traffic.
Push back TMD. Form stop main roll 1 column 3.
Flare
Close the check is proven.
857.
Before starts.
All right, I'm on first officer. He said, here we go. That means we're moving. Do right bracket U to check it.
2 knots ground speed.
Yep, 2 knots. That means you're being pulled or pushed.
Start engine button.
Tab to the start engine button. Hit your space bar.
Starting
Microsoft Flight
engine
Simulator
2.
1.3, 1.22.
Alt tab
Microsoft
back
Flight
over
Simulator.
here to Microsoft. I like to go to the cabin to listen.
0.
You'll hear it come on. Wait for engine 1 or yeah, engine 2. My
Engine number 2 hydraulic pump low pressure light off.
bad. There it is. You can hear it.
Oxygen level 66%.
Clear as day.
Engine number 2 fuel valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light in transit. Engine number 2 fuel valve light in transit. Number 2 star engaged. Number 2 fuel valve open. Engine number 2 fuel valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light closed. Number 2 generator active. Number 2 ignition on.
So there's engine 2. And then I'll do Alt 6 for the other side of the cabin. You can hear
Number
it
2 star
clear
off.
as day. Now you'll hear the other one. Let's go to. We'll stay at Alt. Let's stay here
Right,
on
number
this
2 light off.
side. Listen for the other engine.
Engine number 2 auto.
Engine 2 cutout.
Now for engine 1.
Starting engine 1.
I think it might be better to listen right here.
Flight recorder light on. Captain's 15 light off. Left elevator 15 light.
Hit there a little bit.
Engine number 1 hydraulic pump low pressure light off.
No, you can hear it. Hear that? Yep, it's being fired up.
Engine number 1 fuel valve light closed. Engine number 1 star valve light closed. Engine number 1 fuel valve light in transit. Engine number
We'll
1
do
star valve.
control space.
Engine number 1 fuel valve light closed.
Looking
Engine number 1
back
star
in
valve
my
light closed. Number 1 star
cockpit.
engaged. Number 1 fuel valve open. Number 1 generator active.
Once it
Number
gets
one
that
engine on.
started,
Vancouver ground BVI Pilots 9er Delta Whiskey with Yankee ready to taxi IFR.
BVI Pilots 9er Delta Whiskey taxi to and halt short of runway 08 right using
Number one,
taxiway
start off.
Papa Juliet Alpha Mike Juliet Romeo Kilo Victor, cross runway 1 Tree Lima. Contact tower on 119er decimal 55 when ready.
Ride number 1 light off.
Taxi to and hold short runway 08
Engine number
right
one,
using taxiway Papa Juliet Alpha Mike
Engine
Juliet
1
Romeo
cutout.
Kilo Victor, cross runway 1 Tree Lima BVI
so he
Pilots
let me
9er
take off
Delta
from
Whiskey.
8 right. Let's see, is he doing it after takeoff?
All engines
0 point.
stable.
Flex 0 point.
Check the door.
Sometimes you get stuck on the check the door thing. I think he's going to, so we'll alt tab over
Form stop main
here.
roll 1 column 2. Close and checklist proving start. Free FL after. Free FL flow. Before start taxi flow. Before start CHK messages. All engines check the doors. Bottom check the doors.
So you check the doors. So we'll just hit
After start flow button.
after start flow.
Press. Check Microsoft
CD
Flight
message
Simulator 1.3.
display.
Microsoft Flight
CD
Simulator
message
1.3 1.2.0. Generator number 2 plus light on. Apple generator plus. Right research can on. Left research can on. Left tag auto. Left tag auto. Right tag auto. Right tag auto. Apple generator plus light on. Apple selector off. Apple gen 1 off plus light off. Engine generator off plus light off. Dual bleed light off. Apple bleed off. Apple bleed off.
Vancouver ground
Engine
Air
number 1 on. Engine number 3 on.
Canada 516 taxi to the gate.
Taxi on point. Taxi light on.
Air
Don't lights
Canada
off. Don't lights
516
dim.
taxi to gate 18 via taxiway Mike 5 Mike Tango Sierra 6.
Okay, he's doing the flaps.
Flex and motion point. Transponder mode off. Transponder mode XPNR. Transponder mode off. Flex and transit light on. Flex on point. Transponder mode off. Light on.
Good
Taxiing
stuff.
to gate 18 via taxiway Mike 5 Mike Tango Sierra 6 Air Canada 516.
Flex and transit light off. Flex extended light on. Flex 5 point.
Vancouver
Flex and motion
ground
point.
Air Canada 126.
He's gonna stop at flap
requesting
10. The first time he does it, he puts the flaps all the way out, brings them back in, makes sure they're working,
pushback request
and then he'll go to
accepted.
the flaps we need.
Flex 10 point.
So then we're at flaps 10.
Oxygen level
Okay.
66%.
Looking good.
Form stop main row 1 column. Push back TMDG 737 CD row 1 column 3. Edit red only multi. Selection removed.
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3.
I'm going to hold the break down for a minute. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. Left control, 1, 2, period off. There we go. Parking brake is on, baby.
Taxiway TYVR.
You're at taxiway right there.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3, 1.2,
Okay.
At RT elect forms main row. Close the checklist grouping. Taxi CHKLSD button.
Let's do a taxi checklist, shall we?
Press.
There we go.
Taxi checklist.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator
Generate.
1.3, 1.2,
On.
Program.
On.
Anti-ice.
Set.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brakes.
RTO.
Flight control.
All right. Flight control. Here we go. Yoke to the left.
Full left.
Back to center. Yoke to the right.
Full right.
Back to center. Going to go yoke straight back.
Full back.
Back to center and yoke forward.
Full forward.
There
Check.
we go.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Checklist complete.
Perfecto, guys. Perfecto.
Forms main row. At RT elect 1/4 PM DD7. Screen share unit control row 2 column 1. Screen share unit control window. Top to bottom button.
Stand by 1 second.
This unit. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3.
All right, let's continue on. And now we're going to transfer to the runway, folks. That's why I make sure the brakes are on because I don't want to go, By the way, do not ever, if for some reason you're taxiing and it says you're on the runway, don't just stay there thinking that's okay. Go ahead and still do the transfer to runway, okay? So
Screen share forms at RT latest flight mark 2 row 2 column FSUI DC7 jump to runway row 2 column 4.
jump to runway.
Runway
Here
list.
we
Airport
go.
code at
TYVR.
6 runways loaded point. Runway list 0 AR new snow heading 13 new snow heading through 130 26 L new snow heading through 26 R new snow heading 31 new snow heading 26 R new snow heading through 277.96 length 99.49 width 209
ATC
take
for
off
some
yes
reason
yes
is saying
0 R new 0 L new snow heading through 97 0 R new snow 0 L new snow 0 R new snow heading through 97.901 length 12,187 width 221 take off allowed yes landing allowed yes 206 0 L 0 R new snow heading through 97.901 length 12,187 heading 167 0 L new snow heading through 97.926 length 99.49 width 209 take off 0 R 13 new 26 L new 26 R new snow heading through 277.926 length 99.49 width 209 take off allowed yes landing allowed yes 26 L new snow heading through 277.901 length 26 R new snow heading through 277.926 length 99.49 width 209 take off allowed
let me make
Microsoft Flight
sure.
Simulator unit forms main at RT elect 1/4 latest flight march 31st latest flight march tank/07 plan tank/CYVR/26 LN044 F320 YVR/26L
26 L.
runway 31 the new snow 26 R 26 L new snow heading through 277.901 length 12
Here we
latest
go.
flight march 31st.txt Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 Microsoft Flight Simulator
Approaching runway 26 left on runway 26
0 knots ground
left.
All right. Last but not least, FS Airlines.
folder view list Zoom 60 FSDT live update FS realistic 6 Flight Simulator files Flight Simulator first FS Grand December 3 FS Airlines 14 of 73 App start cursor FS Airlines normal cursor
Baby, I'm standing right here beside you.
login button login button press button exit home option flight fly button press
Fly,
button exit exit fuel up button press FS Airlines
Fuel up.
button exit fly button press
fly.
exit button IC approve button forms.name close the checklist group
All
taxi
right, we'll
CHKLSD
hide
button
that.
before the CHKLSD button press
For takeoff.
Before takeoff
Microsoft Flight Simulator
checklist.
1.3 Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31
Set.
attitude not 1
Stabilization trim.
Set.
Checklist complete.
retrim disabled point
All right, trim's disabled.
Flight
Did it go
attendants prepare
nuts?
for
attitude vote
takeoff.
disabled point left attitude vote disabled point landing on point left retractable landing light right retractable landing light extend right retractable landing light
And
left
we
landing light left landing light
are
left runway turn off light on right runway turn off light on
ready,
position light
folks.
scope on point position light scope flash steady
I just hope my yoke is. Here we go.
engine 1 31.3% engine 1 40.6% 97.09 pounds thrust point
16 knots. 24 knots. 31 knots.
Thrust set.
Check.
40 knots.
auto throttle turbos on right right
Speed
right
alarm.
Check.
53 knots. 68 knots.
80 knots.
auto
Check.
turbos off
96 knots. 108 knots. 119 knots. 130 knots. 139 knots.
B1. Rotate.
149 knots.
10.
B2.
up 1 up 2 up 3 up 4
159 knots.
up 6 up 7 up 8
Air
up
1.
9 auto brake is on right up 10
167 knots.
Positive brake.
Gear up.
up 13 up 14
Gear up.
no gear transit light on left gear transit up 15 MCB of speed 160, 134.22 point.
VNAV.
Flaps
Right here,
5.
cancel light off. Stop light director on.
Now.
Close 17.
Auto
LNAV on.
pilot.
CMEA on. CMEA on.
LNAV
Up 60.
on.
Level change.
Command
CDU
A
display.
Action vote disabled.
Failure.
CDU
CDU
number
display.
161. CDU number 792 PASL point. Base 181 PASL point. 173 not indicated.
CDU
MCB of speed.
display. Failure.
MCB up to 10. Intervene button. VNAV off button. Plus CDU
CDU
number
clear.
20. CDU number 1
Failure.
CDU number 2
Failure.
light on. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22.0. 178 not indicated. Next 5 point.
So
MCB
once
of speed 1
we get
Acceleration
to
altitude.
CDU message clear.
178 not
Flaps 2.
indicated.
about
Next
200,
point.
I don't know.
189 not indicated. 191 not indicated. Next 2 point.
I'm gonna stay at flat 2 until we get over 200 knots.
200 not indicated. 2000 feet point. 202 not indicated. 204 not indicated. 24 PASL point. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31. North Star main row 1 column 2. Close the checklist group and turn around button. Red only selected with light flow. Close the checklist group after takeoff CHKLST button.
After takeoff checklist.
Microsoft Flight
After
Simulator
takeoff
1.3.
checklist.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22.0.
Engine boot.
On.
Packs.
Auto.
Landing gear.
Up and off.
Flaps.
Guys, that was a beautiful
Next one.
takeoff. Beautiful.
Next 1 point. Flex and transit light on. Flex extended light on.
Up no lights.
Checklist complete.
North Star main row latest flight March 31st. Screen sharing unit. At RTE Lex 1/4 PM. At RTE
Make
Lex 1
your
auto wings.
phone,
Auto wing 1. At RTE Lex 275 degrees 24.1. At RTE 275 degrees 23.0 NM. At RTE 275 degrees 22.8 NM.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Run 314 slash Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I am proud that I recorded this flight for you guys. It was a beautiful takeoff. My goodness, it was beautiful, you guys. Let's go see how the cabin people doing back there, if you don't mind if I do, don't you? Howdy, folks. I want to thank you for
4,000
flying with BVI Pilots. I hope all my passengers are comfortable back here. Please remember to ask for your discount because you're flying with one of the coolest pilots in the city. The Grand City, baby. So this is behind the wing, I believe,
5,000 feet point.
and this is in front of the wing. You can tell the difference, right? And then of course you got, this is definitely behind the wing right here. Most definitely. But we'll go and get you back to the regular. There we go. Back to the
6,000 feet
cockpit. And where we be. Heading to Anchorage. Better pray for me. Cause I know the landing there is tough. But I'll do my best. But if we crash and if we burn, just lay me down to rest. I don't know.
Distance to descent 1067 slash 0 code 358 56.
It says 358 for time for till descent, but
7367 PASL point.
it won't be so bad. That was really a nice takeoff. I'm happy with how everything panned out on this flight so far tonight. Really happy with it, guys. Very happy with it.
8,000 feet point.
Cool thing is, I'm going to make this video much better for you, a lot funner, because,
175.55 Excellent cursor.
well, you'll see. It might seem like it's going to be a long flight, but it really ain't. Not at all.
At RTE, North Star main row 1 column 3, 9,000 feet. Latest flight March 31st. DST. Screen sharing unit controls 02 column 1. Screen sharing unit. Echo 01. Projection 2. NWS.
Hello, and welcome back to BVI Pilots. Before starting, I wanted to give you some helpful information for any of you who are new in the simming world.
22,000 feet point.
If you are flying on MSFS 2020, let me give you a couple friendly tips to help better get you started with flying. 1. A helpful website. Go to the BVI Pilots website and you will find loads of material on simming. Anything from flying with the PMDG airplanes down to configuration files that will give you the best settings from first officer next, to even the settings you need for NVDA to read TFMS CDU for the PMDG airplanes. 2. Video tutorials. You will find some videos where audio tutorials were put together to help you better fly in the PMDG airplanes.
23,000 feet
Watch
point.
these videos as much as you like, and if you are new at flying altogether, but want to fly one of the PMDG airplanes, You will also find a cold and dark tutorial that was wrote up by Johnny and Declan. This is one of the most simple written step-by-step guides. So do yourself a favor and stick around, for you might end up learning something. If not, that is quite okay as well, for the pilot about to join you will keep a smile on your face. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and join us on some great adventures around the world.
All right. Thank you for that announcement. I appreciate it. It's always good when my co-pilot offers to make them friendly
24,000 key
announcements.
points.
And that is correct, folks.
Select
We've
two.
got a
Unknown. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31. Next waypoint, business.
tutorials and other downloads over on BVIPilots.net. That is www.BVIPilots.net. Go over there, check it out. You can even register. But either way, it doesn't, if you don't register, it's okay. You can still download stuff. And I do recommend the Code and Dark tutorial. Honestly. When I wrote that tutorial and then Declan put his part in with it as well, it's kind of a teamwork
25,000 key
process.
points.
One of my things is I don't claim to be the best writer in the world, so usually when I put something together, I like to get
Oxygen
more
level
than
67%.
just, my work behind it. I like other people to kind of dive in and do what they can as well. But that tutorial, if you've never flown a PMDG at all, you could read this tutorial, and as long as you understood it and you followed it step by step, every single direction that's on there, you will fly, my friend. And that's a fact. That's a code flat fact.
26,000 key points.
It might be bumpy. It might be a code bumpy fact if you bounce while you're going down the runway. Boing, boing, something like that. Anyway, it's all about having fun. We try to offer as much support that we can. And if we can help you, we're glad to do that. Announcement to make. The first officer interview, something came up that is being rescheduled, but within the
27,000
next
key
week
points.
or so, we plan to have this interview. Things happen, folks, and maybe something came up, he got busy, and I totally, respect that and understand. Okay. So, anyway, hopefully we'll get that interview here soon.
28,000 key points.
All right, we are currently
28,174 feet ASM.
28,000 feet. We're climbing up to flight level 320. That's going to be our cruise altitude. Wind,
Wind 315 at 27 knots point. Gust at 0 knots point.
315 at 27 knots. What about temperature?
Minus 53 degrees.
Minus 53. We need our de-icer on for sure. Now it says D does that, but
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3
guys, I've done D before. I don't hear it click a button, nothing.
29,000 key
Nada.
points.
So we'll do left bracket, Control P, and we'll go into the panels.
Screen share and HTTP RT forms. Latest flight march. Zoom row 2 column 3. FSUI PC 737 cockpit row 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight
let's- oh, here we go.
737. Channel 3 view left. Expanded 0 light. Zoom 1 level 1.
This
Services
is
level 1.
everything here.
Nope.
All the panels.
EEC 1. Oxygen 1. Gear 1. Flight recorder level 0 at electronic collapse 1. Forward overhead collapse 1 level 0. Expanded 0 items.
Forward overhead,
Level 1 flight controls 1.
flight controls,
Navigation slash display 1 level 1.
navigation displays,
30,000 key points. Fuel 1 level 1. Cockpit panels. Electrical lamps 1 level 1.
Second.
Add 1
Okay,
level
here
1.
we go.
Wipers 1 level 1. Level 0 center overhead left expanded 0 items.
Center overhead. Here we go.
Level 1 anti-ice level 1.
Anti-ice.
Window heat proofing left side window heat button.
Okay, the
Left forward window heat.
window heat's
Right forward window
on.
heat button. Right side window heat. Probe heat proofing. Probe heat number 2 up button. Wing anti-ice off button.
Wing anti-ice is off, so space
Wing
bar.
anti-ice on. Left anti-ice valve open. Right anti-ice valve open.
Now it's on.
Engine anti-ice proofing. Engine number 1 anti-ice off button.
Engine anti-ice.
Engine number 1 anti-ice on. Left
It's
valve
off.
open.
We're going
Engine
to
number
turn
2
it
anti-ice off
on.
button. Pressed. Engine number 2 anti-ice on. Right valve open. Window heat indicators moving. Left side window heat indicator on. 31,000 feet point.
All right, there's that beeper letting us know we got 1,000 feet to go until we get to cruise altitude.
Cockpit panels.
Let's close the cockpit panels. We're good there.
Cockpit bottom button. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22. Screen share unit controls row 1 column 2. Screen share.
whoops.
Microsoft Flight
Here we
Microsoft
go.
Flight Simulator 1.
Sorry about that, folks. And TFM is being silly.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22.0.
I hate when it does
System train
this.
title. Top in flight monitor. Meet now. Top in flight left click button. Left double right click button pressed. TFM. TFM. Taskbar. Folder view list. Google Chrome 31 Twitch chat page. Top in flight. Team viewer. Team. Top in flight monitor 64 7. App start cursor. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22.01. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Normal cursor. Normal cursor. Top in flight monitor tooltip. Loading airport database. Current aircraft. TMDG 700. Airports database loaded point.
From the flight deck, we've reached our
6.02.
cruising altitude.
N1 light off. N1 light off.
Flight attendants will begin their service shortly.
6.03.
In the meantime, please keep your seatbelts fastened as turbulent
6.04.
can occur at any time. Again, welcome aboard.
6.05.
I thank you, Mr. Captain. Let's get rid of that
Screen trim
trim.
disabled point.
Not the trim reading that, guys.
Attitude up 4. Seatbelt select. Attitude vote disabled point.
All right, seatbelt signs are off.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. 31,962 VASL point.
And let's check distance.
Distance to descent 961/0:21656.
2 hours, 16 minutes, folks. And we'll start our descent.
32,000 feet point.
I'll be checking back in before descent so we can get our before descent profile set up and all that good stuff. It's good. Good. All right.
Screen sharing unit controls row 1 column 3. Screen sharing unit. This unit is recorded. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
All right, folks. So we are at our cruise altitude. We got just a little over an hour to go until we start our descent. And so while we're at our cruise altitude, I want to talk to you a little about takeoff first, and then I want to talk to you about cruise, and I'm going to talk to you about descent. I'm going to try to do this where it's not so strict, not so long. Basically just covering the important parts of all three areas, okay? Because obviously you got takeoff, that's a very important part. You've got your cruise altitude, which when you get to cruise, I mean, if everything's good all the way up to you getting the cruise and it goes to cruise, it's not a lot you do at cruise, right? And then descent. And descent is really important as well. So I'm going to talk to you about all three of those. Before I move on, though, I'd like to encourage you to tap on the like button, give us a thumbs up. That really does help us out with the channel. It even helps within the Google/YouTube algorithm. Being a smaller community, it takes a lot more work to get to that point. And then I'm going to talk about something else. I got an email, and I just thought it was funny, really, but I'm going to cover something just because maybe that person, along with the immaturity, really just isn't intelligent enough to understand the difference between a simming video and a video game. So if you want to hear about that, stick around because I'm going to be talking about that here in just a little bit. All right, so
Charlotte, British Columbia, Canada. Pacific Standard Time point.
Okay, so we're still in Canada, obviously. All right, British Canada, I believe. Okay, so taking off. As you know, when you are at the gate, you're in a code and dark situation. The one thing that I would encourage is to start out with code and dark slash GPU, meaning when it starts, the ground power is already up and going, so that you're not completely dark. Because in reality, if you're flying and trying to be as realistic as possible, you don't board the plane with it completely off, unless maybe that's the first flight of the day and the pilot's still getting things started, I guess. But it's not your typical way that you would see things. Okay, so at that point, your first officer is going to do safety checks. He's going to check the fire 1 and fire 2 or whatever, depending on what you're flying, and go through all the systems to make sure everything is good. The one important thing is make sure your speeds are set. Sometimes first officer might fluke and flocker things up. That's my new word, the fluke and flocker. He might fluke and flocker things up, and I always go back through my CDU to make sure that everything is programmed the correct way, because you never know. And with the way we got to do things, starting over is time consuming. Okay, so taking off, you're going down the runway, 70 knots, 80 knots, 110, 130, 140, 145, 150, V1, rotate, whole 9 yards. So you're taking off. As you are climbing, it is important to make sure that your yoke or your stick has been calibrated to the best of your ability. So basically, if you take off and you start hearing the numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, at a normal rate like that, you're probably going to be okay. If you take off and you hear it go 1, 2, 7, 12, 14, 15, 18, that should tell you automatically that your pitch is probably way too much. Before your autopilot will activate, you got to make sure you're in a stable condition, because if you're not, the odds of your autopilot coming on will be much slimmer. Okay, so make sure when you take off that you are taking off at a well, go back and watch this video, watch my takeoff. You'll see I didn't jump up to 18 and 19 this time. So I'm hoping the settings that I got, hopefully they're working the way they're supposed to. And, well, yeah. So, just make sure your stuff's calibrated and it's working. The second thing I want to tell you, don't bring your flaps all the way in until you're at least over 210 knots. At least 210. So if you're starting out, let's say you start out at flaps 10. What I do is once I hit 700-800 feet, I bring it back to flaps 5. I watch my speed, and then if I reach around 190 on speed or 2,000 feet on altitude, I'll go ahead and I'll bring it back to flaps 2. I will not bring flaps all the way in until I'm over that. Me personally, I bring the flaps all the way in once I've been at 220 or above. I bring the flaps in. Don't just bring them in all the way, because I had first officer doing that. It didn't work. Okay? That's why you see my stability taking off. It was hard for me to get the autopilot going. My, LNAV wouldn't kick on. My VNAV's still kind of weird. I don't know. But you can always turn it on. Just left bracket shift A, tab the VNAV, hit your space bar, but dizzy down. There you go. Okay. So, last thing about takeoff is this is what I do. And you want to do it differently, that's fine. I will do my after takeoff checklist once I'm at 2,000 feet or above. That don't mean wait till you're at 10,000 to do it. Do it around 2,000 feet. So, I think that's another good tip for you. Okay. Gear up, obviously, right away. Take off, gear up. So, that way when you do your after takeoff checklist, and you really don't want to do that until you got your flaps in all the way, right? So your flaps are in, your gear's up, then you're ready to do your after takeoff checklist. So I guess another good rule of thumb is you're ready to do your after takeoff when you've got everything in. Gear up, flaps in, then do it. And usually you'll be about 2,500 feet, 3,000 feet, around in there. All right, so now we're going to get on up to cruise altitude. Here we are at cruise altitude, almost cruise altitude. You hear the buzzer. Can I try that again? All right, hit rewind. Okay, it still sucks. We'll just cut that out. All right, so you get the buzzer that's saying, hey, in 1,000 feet, we're going to be at cruise altitude. So wake up, Captain. All right. So once you get to cruise, now this is my opinion, okay? If you want to do it a different way, you can. But my opinion, once I'm at cruise and I'm stable and I know everything's good, there's not a bunch of turbulence and plane's not acting stupid, I go ahead and set my altitude for the runway that I'm going to be landing in. Now, there is a chance you might, if you're on VATSIM, it's a different ballpark. The next video that I do is going to be talking about VATSIM, so you don't want to miss that one. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because I'm going to be going over VATSIM next time. We're going to be doing some VATSIM, and I'm going to try to get Declan on the video talking about VATSIM as well. So, it's going to be a fun video. So again, if you're not on VATSIM and you're at cruise, everything's good, go ahead and set your altitude. Now what I do, now this is just me, I will set my altitude to whatever the hold altitude is if I got to do a go around. But before I do that, I'll look at the runway. Let's say the runway says 300 feet. I'll set it to 300 for temporary. And then once I pick up on the localizer and I'm connected to all that, then I will set it to my go around hold altitude. Because if you set it before that, let's say that the localizer is at 2,000 and the hold for a go around is 3,000A. You're not going to get the localizer because the plane's going to stop at 3,000 feet. So keep that in mind. Once you do that, you're good to go until you get, I say 20 miles out. At 20 miles out, go ahead and do your descent settings for your descent profiles. I call them profiles, whatever. You're just basically setting your flaps for your landing and you are studying the weather. Because if you don't do the weather, your plane's not going to be as good with doing the descent, because it will go by what the weather is. And if there's nothing in there, it's going to say, oh, okay, I can do whatever I want. Cool. Let's crash this thing. Let's get it over with. Right? That's the way it is. All right. So then you get to 20 miles, and now you're doing your descent. Or you get 20 miles to your descent stuff, flying and flying. Now, it goes from 20 miles, 10 miles, 5 miles, 2 miles, 1 mile, bam. Now you're starting your descent. I personally don't let first officer adjust my flaps. I do that myself. And something to think about. When you get to 10,000 feet, the rule of thumb is you got to be at 250 on speed or even below that, depending on your situation. So what I do when I get to 10,000, I will go flaps 1. Now, here's the thing. What if the runway is 3,000 feet or 4,000 feet? I add from that point to what 10,000 feet of, roughly above the runway would be. So, the runway's 200 or 300, I still do it at 10,000. But if the altitude of the runway is, let's say, 4,000, I will go flaps 1 at 14,000. That's still pretty much being 10,000 feet above what your runway is. So I'll go flaps 1, make sure speed's where it needs to be. And from that point on your descent, just, you should already know about your descent with speed. At 250 knots, flaps 1. Get to about 220. Go ahead and go to flaps 2. Or 210. Flaps 2, or from 2 you go to 5. So what I do is I go flaps 2 at 210. And then once I need to be at 190 knots or less, I will go ahead and go to flaps 5. Shortly after that, I go to 10. So again, you're going to have to kind of play around with that to see what works best for you. But I can tell you this: if you put your flaps out too late, it's going to be coming in faster. It's going to take longer to slow it down. I like to be slowed down at 20 miles out. My rule of thumb is I want to be at roughly that, hold on, looking at something here. So yeah, 20 miles out, I want to be at 150 knots at least. That way it's coming in, I'm already steady. Time to do my, descent. My landing checklist, because I'm at 1,000 feet. I'm good with that. Now what I do is when I get to 2,500 feet, I go ahead and bring my flaps okay, sorry about that. So anyway, how you do the speed is up to you. You can kind of play around with that a little bit. I'd recommend doing short flights while you're testing what works for you best. but just know that your speed and your flap settings are everything when you're coming in to land. Everything. And you're going to see that with me today on the landing. I've not landed in Alaska for a long time. I don't know why it's loading whiteboard. I don't need the whiteboard. But I think we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at distance here.
Distance to descent 516/0:1612.
An hour and 6 minutes. So I'm going to look at the
Screen sharing meeting control. Windows media player. Forms.main row 1. HTTPS. Select list. Flight March 31st. Zoom row 2 column 3. FSUI PC7 console. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Screen sharing meeting control row 1. Windows media player row. Forms.main row 1 column 4. HTTPS/list. Flight March 31st.txt. Notepad row 2 column 2. Zoom row 2 column 3. FSUI PC7 console. Log row 2 column 4. FSUI PC7. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22.0.
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22.
I forgot I restarted TFM, so no big deal.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1. FSUI PC7. Windows media player row 1 column 4. Forms.main row HTTPS/audio. Latest Flight March 31st.txt. Zoom row 2 column 4. Act RTE lex 1/3 PMDT7.
Here we go, legs.
Refresh button +R. Edit Act RTE lex 1/3.
So I'm going to go
201 KORL.768/L320.
so that's 32,000.
294.765/L320. 203 0.764/L320. 204 258/16,008.
Okay. So this is a big gap. But
272 degrees 50.6 nm. 4 258/16,008.
I'm going to explain something to you. So on your waypoint,
Act RTE lex 1/3. 100 295 degrees 155.0 nm.
the 295 degrees at the very top.
Act RTE lex 1/3. 295 degrees 155.0 nm.
295
Act
degrees,
295 degrees 155.0 nm.
155. That's how far you got to go. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so at the very top is your heading of what you're flying currently and how many miles you got to go to get to that first
1
waypoint.
KORL.768/L320.
Okay, so first waypoint, 32,000 still,
294 degrees 243.3 nm.
and then to get to the next waypoint,
2 points 294 degrees 243.3 nm.
it from 1 to get to 2 is 243 miles,
2 .765/290 degrees 95.8 nm.
and then
2
from
.765/290 degrees 3 0.764/L320. 290 degrees 95.8 nm.
to get to the waypoint on 3,
3 290 degrees 95.8 nm.
it's 95 miles.
2 .765/L394. 2 .765/L320. 290 degrees 95.8 nm. 3 0.764/L320.
And then as you see here, underline 3,
203 0.764/L320.
Joe,
0.7 carriage return. 0.764/L320.
0.76,
764/F4 6 4 6 7 dot 764/F L 320 space
FL320, so 32,000.
272 degrees 50.6 nm.
Under that it says 272 degrees,
272 degrees 50.6 nm.
50.6 miles. That means from 32,000 I got to get to
4,258/16,008.
16,000 A. So not necessarily 16,000, but above 16,000. I got 50 miles to get as close as I
Center
can
tanks below 1,000
to the
pounds.
16A.
Left center fuel pump off.
Okay.
Center left fuel pump off. Right center fuel pump
So I
off. Center
think
right
we'll
fuel
be
pump off.
okay there. The next waypoint,
275 fail 258/12,015,000.
which is it's interesting how it does this.
204 258/16,008. 271 degrees 30.1
Okay,
nm.
no, I'm right. So the next
4
waypoint
271 degrees 30.1 nm.
is 30 miles. You go from that 16,000 A
5 fail 258/12,015,000.
to Gale.
15,000 carriage return. 15,258/12,000. 271 degrees 30.15 fail 258/12,015,000. 271 degrees 30.1 nm.
So 30 miles to get
5
down
fail
to
258/12,015,000.
12,000/15,000. So between the two. So I'm guessing that the other altitude that we're going to get to when it's doing a descent down to that 16A, probably about 19,000 or something like that.
RMP/actual 62.00/0.06 nm. RMP/actual.
Okay. So once we get between 12 and 15,000,
Act RTE like 271 278 degrees 16.9 nm.
we got 16 miles
1
to get
240/8,008.
to 8,000A. So that might be, 9,000, 10,000, who knows?
271 240/8,008. 306 degrees 8.2 Celsius 240/5 301 240/8 Act RTE like 2/3 Act RTE like 278 degrees 16.9 nm. 1 240/8,008. 1, 240/8,000 a day. 200 at RTE lex 2 slash at RTE lex 2 slash 3.
Okay.
278 degrees 16.9 mm.
And then from
At RTE lex 2 slash 3.
let me
At
look
RTE
here.
land 6 RM 5 scale 258 slash 12,000 15,000.
So from that 12,000 to 15,000,
RMP slash actual.
we've
At
got
RTE lex 278 degrees 16.9 mm.
60 miles to
1,
get down
240/8,000 a
to
day.
8,000 A, which I think will be fine there. And then from there we got
306 degrees 8.4
8.4
mm.
miles
240 slash 5,400 a.
to get to 5,400 A. We can do that easy.
240 slash 253 degrees 10.7
And
mm.
then line 3,
3 Andy 210 slash 5,000. 253 degrees 10.7 mm.
10 miles
3
to
Andy
get
210 slash
to
5,000. Andy. N-E-E-I. Space.
Andy,
Andy. 203 Andy 210 slash 5,000.
which is 5,000 feet.
304 199 slash 2,000. 327 degrees 5.1 mm. 3 Andy 210 slash 5,000. 2231 at RTE lex 2 slash at RTE lex 2 201 203 240 slash 253 degrees 10.7 mm. 3 Andy 210 slash 5,000. 304 199 slash 2,000.
Okay, so from
327 degrees 5.1 mm.
basically once we get
3
to
Andy 210 slash 5,000.
Andy, we're going to hit approach because we're already 5 miles within the waypoint for the localizer,
304 199 slash 2,000.
which is technically 2,000 A. So
3 Andy 210 slash 5,000.
probably around, I don't know, 3,000, something like that.
304 190 0745 164 slash 1600. 074 degrees 5.7 mm.
And then 5 miles to get to
5 164 slash 1600.
um,
075 164 slash 1600.
so once we're at that 2,000,
074 degrees
we
5.7 mm.
got another 5 miles to get
5
to
164 slash 1600.
1,600, 1,600.
304 199 slash 2000. 304 100 075 164 slash 1600. 04 133 Andy 210 slash 5000. 304 05 RMP 6 2.0 slash 0.07 and RMP slash actual.
And then from there
RT 01 RW 07 R slash 201.
is the runway, which is
07 RW 07 R slash 201.
201 feet. That's the altitude. Okay. So see how, all them waypoints are, it's not going to be a bad
At RT
descent
2/3.
at all because we got the mileage to do it.
At RT 2/3. At RT 1/3.
Usually if you don't have, well, when you don't have a descent path, it will tell you no descent path after blah, 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 blah. Then you really got to pay attention to your heading and I don't know what that was.
At RT 294 degrees 100.6 nm.
Okay.
At RT 1/3.
So we're back on the first page.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.
Back to
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.
Microsoft.
Distance to descent 456 slash 0:05849.
All right, so we're under an hour. We got 58 minutes. Once we get down to
Distance to descent 454 slash 0.
454 miles right now. Once we get down to about 20 to 30 miles, we'll do our descent settings. And when we're at 10 miles, I'll do the checklist. So do your settings you got to do at 20 miles out, and then do your checklist 10 miles out. Let's see.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.
Check out the cabin. Very quiet back here. Wow. Secure cockpit views. Now we're on the right side where usually you can hear the motors a lot more, but really quiet when you're at a cruise altitude. No motors are not really working hard. We got
Engine 1 76.9%.
they're at 76%, but they're very steady.
Mach 0.77 point.
We're at Mach 0.77.
Total fuel 17,553.2 pounds.
Okay, so back to our main view here. Sorry about that. Now, there is a way with this sound pack, I've not figured it out yet, a way you can take the camera and move it right through the door and you get passenger sounds and stuff like that. Pretty cool, huh?
237.
All right, it's currently 2:37.
Distance to descent 439/0:05636.
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31. North Pacific Ocean Point.
We're over the North Pacific. By the way, that point, let me see if I can fix that real quick.
At RTE Lex 1/3 FSUI PC7 console off. Screen share unit controls row 1 column 4. Screen share unit controls windows
Pause
top share.
for a minute.
This meeting is being recorded. Alert. Act RT. Edit read only.
All right, so I got a new voice here that might make it better for you guys to understand.
Screen. Microsoft Flight. Microsoft. Distance to descent 383/004931.
So 49 minutes and 31 seconds. 49 minutes and 31 seconds. 49, something like that. Yeah, so we got the other voice going, that way you can kind of understand it yourself. So if I'm on
Act RT legs 1/3 273 2 1 Act RT 292 degrees 23.3 nm. Act RT legs 1/ Act RT 209
miles.
Act 292 degrees 23.3 nm.
23.3, yeah, miles. Okay. Yeah, I wish I could open that cockpit door, but
Act RT legs 1/3. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
shut up. Okay. There's a way to make the camera go through the door, but I said, do it, you guys. I wish I did.
Next waypoint, Kong's Point distance, 246 nautical miles, point bearing, 200. Microsoft Flight Sim.
That's the cool thing when you load a flight plan, you actually load one in and it'll read you the waypoints.
Act RT legs 1. Act 1, call point 767.
See, there it is.
Colon, 1, space, KONKS, space,
Honks.
294 degrees 24, 1, Kong's Point 765/FL 320. 294 degrees 2, Act RT leg, 294 degrees 243.4 nm. Com 1, 119, Act RT, 294 degrees 243. Microsoft.
All right.
Distance to descent, 348/0045 3. Act. Screen sharing meeting controls.
For 45 minutes. Stick around.
This meeting is being recorded. Alert. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead. Now, I told you, 20 miles. You can do your descent checklist at any point once you are at your cruise altitude. Remember that. Now, I usually won't do it any less. If it's, I don't know, let's say, well, to be honest, I've done it right at cruise, and I got the cruise. Wait a few minutes, went ahead and set my altitude and everything. So we're going to set the altitude.
Screen sharing window. Forms.ht. Latest Zoom row 2 MCP altitude row 2 column. Intervene. Altitude edit alt plus E selecting 32,000. Selection removed.
So we're going to what?
200.
200 for now.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.2.
God, loud.
Voice Peter 20. Volume 67. Volume 27.
There we go.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.2. Volume 22. Volume 7. Volume 12. Volume 70. Volume 22.
I think that's better.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.22.0.
There we go. Okay, so
MCP altitude 200 feet VNAV.
Altitude is set to 200 feet. All right, for now. But once we get things situated here. All right. Let's look.
Distance to descent 127/001633.
All right.
Distance to descent 121/001551.
So let's go and do the descent checklist.
Screen sharing meeting. Windows. Act RTE Lakes 1 / Act RTE Lakes 1.
So Alt I.
Selection removed. Next. Prepaid. Fix. Next. Edit. Read. Approach ref 1. Group 1. 161.1. 15 degrees 158 kt.
So 15 degrees 158 knots. I don't want that.
Blank 2. 30 degrees 150 kt.
30 degrees 100.
Blank 2. 30 degrees 150 kt. Panks 3. 12400 FT 3780 M 40 degrees 146 kt.
Okay.
Pank 3. 12400 FT 3780 M 40 degrees 146 kt.
40 degrees 146 knots. I like that one, but I also
Pank
like this.
2. 30 degrees 150 kt.
30 degrees 150 knots. We're going to go with that
Pank
one.
2. 30 degrees 150 kt.
So right sub 2, right sub 4. Refresh. Line 4 should say it now.
Pank 3. 4. 30/150. Next waypoint, Joe Point distance, 98 nautical miles, wind core, 5 +05 kt. 5, wind core, 4, 30/1, gross weight flaps breath, 1, 161.0, blank, 2, 30 degrees 1, pank 0, 3, 12400 FT 3780 M 40 degrees 146 kt, flap/SPD, 4, 30/150.
There it is, 3150. So we'll do Alt D.
5, blank, 6, less forecast, there's now greater.
Less than a forecast. That's left off 6.
Blank. 6. Load greater.
Load greater.
Left FMC
CD
light.
message display. Descent
Right
forecast button.
FMC light on. Do number 1 execute key available.
CD message
Left FMC light off. Right FMC light off. Do number 1 execute key unavailable. Do number 1 message light off. Do number 2 message light off. Execute key off.
CD message
Do
display.
number 1 message
No date
light
path after
on.
ND.
Do number 2 message light on. Blank. 4, 15,002. Blank. 4, 5. No des path after Andy. Des path after Andy.
So no descent path after Andy. We're going to look at that.
CD message cleared.
Do number 1 message light off. 4, 5, blank. 4, 5, 6, less request. Des 5, 6,168 degrees slash 12 KT. Blank. 4, 15,211 degrees slash 25 KT. Blank. 3, FL 250,216 degrees slash 50. Act des forecasts 1 slash 1. Act des forecast. Act des forecast. Act des forecast. Act des trans LVL 1 cabin 2 3 4 5 6 less request. Act RTE legs 1 slash
All right.
1 Joe point 2 with 2 3 Gale 2 4 Slew 2 5 Silty 200
Where's Andy?
Act Art 1 Andy 210 slash 5,000
Okay, so once from 5,000,
2 fewer 201 slash 2,000
so it's just saying, which that's okay because we're going to be doing an ILS, so I'm not worried about that. Okay,
Act RTE legs 2 slash
so we're good.
Act RTE legs 3 slash Act RTE legs 1 slash Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31
Now,
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.22 Distance to descent 90 slash 0 0 11 49
all right, almost. We're waiting on that. Let's do right control D.
Choose destination runway. Airport edit blank.
PANC.
3 runways. 07R 15. 07L 07. Micro. Act. Screen. Window. SUIP 7. Forms.main. HTTP. Latest flight March the 31st. Latest. Pank slash blank. Carrot R 7 0 slash 07 R. Pank slash.
Hold on.
Latest flight March the 31st. .txt notepad. Blank. Carrot R 7 0.
So 7 right.
Destination. Choose 15 07R.
So Alt O.
Latest flight March the 31st. Micro. Zero. Choose destination runway.
All right, here we
Airport
go.
edit selected pack. Ills D name Ills slash GS Cat 3. RW07R.
It's category 3. That's good.
Frequency 111.30. 111.30.
111.30.
Course 56.
56.
Set of radios. Nav 1 frequency edit selected 110.50. Select. Nav 1 course edit selected 0. Select. Nav 2 frequency. Select. Nav 2 select. OK. Cancel button. OK. Pressed. Ills details edit read only. Set of radios. Nav 1 course edit selecting 50. Nav 1 frequency edit selected 111.30. Nav 1. Nav 2 frequency edit selected 111.30.
Okay, so that's done.
Set of radios. Nav 2 course edit selecting 56. OK button. Nav 2 frequency edit. Nav 2 course edit selected 56. Nav 2 frequency edit. 100. Nav 1 course edit selected 56. Nav 1 frequency edit selected 111.30. Nav 2. OK pressed. Set of radio. Continue button. Quit button alt plus. Detail. Continue button pressed. Ills details edit read only multi-line course. Airport edit. Runway com. OK button pressed.
Now I don't know why I did
Microsoft Flight
that.
Sim. Choose destination runway.
Hold on.
Choose destination. Microsoft Flight. Distance to descent 67 slash.
Alright, we got to tell them restart TFM real
TFM
quick.
is shutting down.
Give me an error on that. I don't know why. I'm just putting in the frequency for the ILS, and it's being silly as
Microsoft
silly
Flight
can
Simulator
get.
1.31.
I
Airport.
don't
Read trim
understand
disable
it.
point.
Alright, here we go. Right, so D,
Choose destination runway. Airport edit blank.
PANC,
3 runway. Run 15. 07R.
7 right.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Choose destination runway. Bank. 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 Ills details it name. RW07R. Name. Identify. Name. ARD. Frequency. 111.30.
111.30.
Course. 56.
56. Alright. 111.30.
Set of radios. Nav 1. Nav 1 frequency edit selected 111.30. Nav 1 course edit selected 56. Nav 2 frequency edit selected 111.30. Nav 2 course edit selected 56. (56). 56 unselected. 56. Nav 2 frequency edit selected 111.30. Nav 1 course edit selected 50. Nav 1 frequency edit selected 111.3. Cancel. OK button pressed. Ills details edit read only multi-line course 56. Airport. Runway com. OK pressed. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.2.
So there's that.
Distance to descent 55/0.
55 miles till descent.
Latest
so,
flight March the 3rd. Screen share. Windows media play. SUIP forms.main. Flows and descent CHKLST pressed.
Ready for the approach briefing?
Microsoft Flight.
Okay, we're
Microsoft
expecting
Flight
the
Simulator.
ILS approach for runway 07 Romeo. The minimum altitude is 200 feet. We'll use auto brakes 4. We can expect to park at gate November 3. In case of go around, we'll climb per ATC instructions on the runway heading. Any questions?
No.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Set.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brakes.
Set.
Oh. Hold on, he didn't set the brakes.
Landing data.
Check.
Approach briefing.
Completed.
Indicated speed edit
Checklist
read only alt
complete.
buses. Intervene op. N1 select. N. Speed.
ILS
Spoiler.
set.
Spoiler B. Speed brake edit read only alt plus K off. Auto brake edit read only alt plus T3. Overspeed. Auto brake edit read only alt plus T3. Blank. 3. Blank. Blank. Overspeed indicate. Underspeed. Auto throttle. N1 indicate. Speed indicate. Speed on. Speed brake extended indicator of alt plus 7. Speed brake D/N arm indicator of alt plus 8.
Okay.
MCP speed. Auto brake disarm indicator of alt. Speed brake D/N arm indicator of alt plus 8. Speed brake extended indicator of alt plus 7. Speed brake. Speed. N1 indicator of alt plus 4. Speed indicator of alt plus 5. Underspeed in. Overspeed in. Auto brake edit read only alt. Speed brake edit read only alt plus K5.974. Spoiler B on button alt plus B. Speed brake edit read only alt plus K5.
Huh.
Spoiler. Speed off button. N1 off button alt. N1 select. Auto throttle arm button alt plus U. C/O indicated button alt. Intervene off button alt plus. Indicated airspeed edit read only alt plus E selected 176. Intervene. Indicated airspeed. Auto brake. Speed brake D/N arm indicator off. Auto brake. Indicated airspeed edit read. Intervene off button Alt plus I.
Okay.
MCP speed. C/. Intervene off button Alt plus I. Indicated airspeed edit read only Alt plus E selected 176. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Distance to descent 30/00359. MCP altitude 200 feet VNAV. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.31.22.0.
Okay.
Distance to descent 22/00253.
22 miles to go.
MCP altitude 200 feet VNAV.
Two to set.
MCP heading 260 LNAV.
Okay, let's take a look.
Microsoft Flight. Distance to descent 15/00. Forms dot main row 1 column 2.
I'm not sure things
Flows
are
and checklist
okay, so
grouping. Descent CHKLST pressed.
let's do it one more time.
Ready for the
Microsoft
approach
Flight.
briefing?
Microsoft.
Okay, we're expecting the ILS approach for runway 07 Romeo. The minimum altitude is 200 feet. We'll use auto brakes 4. We can expect to park at gate November 3. In case of go around,
Gate
we'll climb
November
per
3.
ATC instructions on the runway heading. Any questions?
No.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Set.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brakes.
Set.
Landing data.
Check.
Approach brief.
Completed.
Checklist complete. ILS set.
All right.
Approaching top of descent.
You know, and I'll say
Seatbelt selector auto.
2020
Seatbelt
descent
selector off.
does a lot better. Handles it better.
Anchorage Center, Alaska 19er tree is passing flight level 265, descending flight level 260. Alaska 19er tree Anchorage Center, continue to SOJ as planned.
All right, folks.
Minus 1860 feet per minute. 31,700. Minus 1722 feet per minute point.
Doesn't pronounce that very well. It's what we're saying. Minute.
Minus 1125 feet per minute point.
Minus 1125 per minute. Per minute.
Distance to destination 112. 31,338 feet Hassel Point. Minus 2,051 feet per minute point. Or altimeter 1,013, 29.92 inches point dot. Altimeter 990.
Delays. Expect to be pulling into the gate in about 20 to 25 minutes. Till then, just sit back, relax, and we'll have you on the ground shortly.
All right, very well. Let's see, guys.
$30,000 feet point. Auto throttle servos off. $29,000 feet point.
Okay.
$28,000 feet point.
All right, let's take a look here.
27,799 feet Hassel Point. $27,000 feet point. $26,000 feet point.
Good so far.
$25,000 feet point. Come 133.70 point. $24,000 feet point.
So far, so good, folks.
Anchorage Center, Alaska 19er tree is at flight level 205, descending 10,000 feet. Alaska 19er tree Anchorage Center, continue to Sobge as planned.
23,000 feet point. Next waypoint, Gale Point distance, 33 nautical miles, point bearing, 271 degrees, 0.5 minutes, 18 seconds.
Report them in sight. Alaska 19er tree traffic in sight.
22,000 feet point. $21,000 feet point. $20,000 feet point.
Transition altitude.
Check.
19,000 feet point. Altimeter 995, 29.39 inches point dot. $18,000 feet point.
All right, let's take a look here.
17,000, 16,900, 265 knots indicated.
Oh yeah, we're looking good.
Minus 1388 feet to my new point. 266 knots. Forms. Main row 1 column. Latest flight March the 3rd. Screen share. Windows. SUIP. HTTP. Zoom row 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh.
Microsoft.
I was like, where's my leg page at? Here it
Edit
is.
read only multi-line. Act art. 271 degrees 101. Gale 258/1200150. 271 degrees 10.2 nm.
Okay, I'm gonna
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. NVDA men.
Real
Preference
quick.
settings. S.
I gotta get back to regular voice. I
NVDA
don't
settings.
like that
General.
one.
Normal configuration. Dialog. Categories. Lib. Speech. Speech property pay. Change. Pressed. Select synthesizer. eSpeak engine. Microsoft Speech API. Items. eSpeak NG. Acapella TTS voices. eSpeak items. eSpeak NG.
Alaska 19er tree. You are 300 feet below your assigned
NVDA settings.
Oh,
Speech
God.
normal config. Synthesizer grouping. Edit read only multi. Categories. List. Speech 2 of speech. Change. Pressed.
Hold
Select
on.
synthesizer dialog. Synthesizer. Combo box eSpeak NG. Synthesizer. Windows 1 core. Microsoft IBM eSpeak NG. Acapella TTS. eSpeak NG. IBM TTS. Microsoft Speech. Windows 1 no speech. Windows Microsoft IBM TTS. eSpeak NG. Acapella TTS. IBM TTS.
My voice messed up.
Select synthesizer dialog. Audio output device. Synthesizer. Combo audio out. Audio OK. Cancel. Syn. Can OK.
NVDA settings. Speech. Normal configuration. Dialog. Speech properties.
Phew.
Edit red only. Categories. List. Apply button. Plus. Press. Categories. List. Speech 2 of 20. Apply button. Cancel button. OK button. Press.
Sorry, I couldn't take
Microsoft
out
Flight
other
Simulator
voice.
1.3.1.2.0. 14,000.
Okay.
13,009. Minus 1430. 266 months indicated. Spoilers retracted point. 266 months indicated. 13,849 PASL. 266 months indicated.
266 knots. Okay.
Act RT Lex 1 slash 3 BMDT 700.
Enemy has localizer.
Act RT Lex 1 slash 271 3 4.6 NM. 1. Hail 258 slash 12,000 15,000. 201. Hail 258 slash 12,000 15,000. Hail. 258 slash 12,000
CD
5.
message display. Drag required.
271 degree 4.6 NM. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Come on.
Act RT Forms MCP latest flight march screen Windows FS Zoom. Act Forms MCP latest flight screen Windows FS Zoom. Microsoft Act RT Forms main MCP speed row. Intervene off button. C slash O off. N1 to N1 off. Speed off. Spoiler out. Spoiler beyond button. Speed brake at red only plus K off. Auto brake at red only speed brake at red only plus K.
Speed brake armed.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.2. 269 knots indicated. 12,733 minus 1260 feet per minute point. CPU number 1 message light off. CPU number 2 message. MCP speed row 1 column 2. Speed brake at red only plus K6. Spoilers retracted point. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3.
There we go.
12,400. 263 knots indicated. FMC speed. The speed box is already open. MCP speed row 1 column 2. N1 off button mode. N1 auto. C slash intervene off indicator speed at red only plus E selected 176. Intervene off button mode pressed. Speed intervene auto throttle servo sound. Indicator speed at plus E selected 176. Selection removed. 258. 12,000 feet. Microsoft Flight. MCP speed 258. 11,900. Minus 1253 feet per minute point. 261 knots indicated. MCP speed row 1 column 2. Indicator speed at plus E 250. 25. Blank selection removed. 250. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.2 2.0. 11,628 feet.
All right, there we go. Almost to 10,000.
261 knots indicated. Minus 1388 feet per minute point. MCP speed. Act RT Lex 1 slash 2 BMDT. Edit red. Act RT Lex 278 degrees 11.0 NM 1. 240 slash 8,000 day. 278 degrees 11.0 NM. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. 11,283 feet. Minus 1414 feet. 261 knots indicated. 11,000 feet point. Com 126.40 point. $10,000 feet point.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Left retractable landing light extend. Landing on point. Left retractable landing light on. Right retractable landing light extend. Right retractable landing light on. Left fixed landing light on. Right fixed landing light on. Left runway turn off light on. Taxi on point. Right runway turn off light on. Taxi light on. Wind lights on. Wind on point. Logo lights on. Logo on point. Next waypoint. Silty point distance. 10 nautical miles point bearing. 300 degrees point 2 minutes. 10 seconds.
Okay. Look here.
94.91 feet ASL point. 94.36 feet. 253 knots indicated. MCP overspeed warning on. Left ram door light on. Right ram door light on. Flaps 0 point.
Flaps
252
1.
knots indicated. 251 knots. Act RT Lex 1 slash 2 PM. Act RT Lex 1. MC. Act RT Lex 278 degrees 1.3 NM 1. 240 slash 8,000 day.
NAV1 has localizer. Localizer is live. Runway heading 59.
24 feet. Minus 590. 246 knots indicated. Act RT. Act RT Lex 278 degrees 1.3 NM 1. 240 slash 8,000 day. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator. MCP speed row 1 column 3. Indicator speed at plus E selected 205 selection removed. 240. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. 1924 feet ASL point. 9 minus 1,001 feet per minute. 246 knots indicated.
There's speed for 240.
Flaps 1 point. MCP speed row 1 column. Act RT Lex 1 slash 2 BMDT. Edit. Act RT Lex 278 degrees 1.3 NM 1. 240 slash 8,000 day. 306 degrees 8.4 NM. 2 Silty 240 slash 5,400 day. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.2 2.0. 86 feet. Minus 960. 241 knots indicated. Act RT. Edit red only 03 198 302 anti 210 slash 5,000. 253 degrees 10.7 NM. 1 Silty 204. Act RT Lex 305 degrees 5.1 NM. 1 Silty 240 slash 5,400 day. 305 degrees 5 1 Silty 240 slash 5,000. 305 degrees 5.1 NM. 1 Silty 240 slash 5,400 day. 253 2 anti 210 slash 5,000. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight 82 feet minus 1,001 feet per minute point. Act MCP speed row 1 column 3. Indicator speed at selection removed. 210. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3, 1.22. 8019 PA, minus 10, 90, 60, 237 not indicated. Flaps 2 point. Next waypoint, anti-point distance, 12 nautical miles, point bearing, 260 degrees, point 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Minus 13, 224 knots indicated.
Right.
Act RTE legs 1. Act RTE legs 1, 305 degrees, 0.9 and 1, Tilty 240 slash 5400.
CDU
CDU number
display.
of message light on. CDU number of message light on. Act RTE legs 253 degrees, 10.7 and 1, anti 210 slash 5000. 251, anti 210 slash 5000. 326 degrees, 5.0 nm. 2 198 slash 2000. 326 degrees, 5.0 nm. 1, anti 210 slash 5000. 253 degrees, 10.7 nm. 1, anti 210 slash 5000. 253 degrees, 10.7 nm. Act RTE 253 degrees, 9.7 nm. Microsoft Flight Simulator 6984 PDS minus 968 feet per 211 knots indicated.
Glide slope is
Glide slope
live.
alive.
NAV1 is glide slope.
Right.
6,000 feet point.
Okay.
56 minutes, 208 knots indicated. Act RTE legs 1 slash 2 PM DT set. Act RTE 253 degrees 7.6 at 1, anti 210 slash 5000. Act RTE leg 253 degrees 4.0 nm. 1, anti 210 slash 5000. 326 degrees 5.0 nm. 2 198 slash 2000. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator. 5483 PDS. 202 knots indicated. Minus 367 feet per minute point.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 4 point. Flaps 5 point. .353. 5348 feet ASL point. 208 knots indicated. Act RTE legs 1 slash 2 PM DT 7. Act RTE leg 253 degrees 3.9 and 1, anti 210 slash 5000. 253 degrees 1.4 nm. 1, anti 210 slash 5000. Next wave 325 degrees 1, anti 210 slash 5000. Act RTE leg 253 degrees 1.0 nm. Act RTE 253 degrees 0.9 nm. 1, anti 210 slash 5000. 325 degrees 5.0 and 2 198 slash 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator. MCP speed indicate selection removed. 5,000 feet point.
CDU
number
clear.
190. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. 4892 PDS. Edit only multi. Act RTE legs 1 slash 326 degrees 4.6 nm. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Approach
1,664 down. Right 146.
4396. Minus 1762.
1,421 down.
knots indicated.
Right 136.
225 knots indicated. 226 knots indicated.
1,162 down. Right 126.
3996 PDS. Minus 2680 feet per minute.
878 down.
indicated.
Right 114.
231 knots indicated. MCP speed 190. 231 knots indicated.
633 down. Right 102.
232 knots indicated. 232 knots indicated. 233 knots indicated.
430
knots
down.
indicated.
Right 97.
9 PDS. Distance to destination 12 slash 0. 234 knots indicated. 234 knots indicated.
217 down. Right 93.
MCP speed. Intervene button mode plus C slash O auto throttle arm button.
90
N1 select throttle.
Right
N1
84.
off. Speed off. Spoiler on. Spoiler P on button. Speed rated red only O plus K40.
249 up. Right 72.
241 knots indicated.
2,500.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight
430
Simulator.
up.
Spoilers
Right
retracted.
60.
2548. Minus 2470. 242 knots indicated. Flaps 5 points.
609 up. Right 48.
Gear
Gear
point
down.
MC.
Gear up.
Gear lever
Flaps
no gear transit light on. Left gear transit light on. Right gear
758
transit light
up.
on.
Right 35.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 point. MCP speed row 1 column 2. Act RTE legs 1 forms main latest flight march. Screen share
781
row 2 column.
Gear
5 console on row 2 column 4. No gear transit light off. HTTPS slash zoom row 3 column. MCP navigation row 3 column 3.
689 up. Right 14.
CMDA on button. CW CMDB off button plus D. Press. CMDB on. CM. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
677 up. Right 7.
Flaps motion point.
Flaps
Gear down point
25.
dot.
656 up. Right
Gear down
5.
point dot. 204 knots indicated. The speed box is already open. MCP over speed warning off.
600 up. Right 3.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. MCP speed row 1 column 3. Speed brake at red on wheel.
551 up. Left 1.
N1 selector auto button mode. Auto. Cease. Intervene on button mode. Indicator speed at plus selected 190
502
selection
up.
removed.
Left 5.
150. Flex Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Distance to destination 7 slash
440 up.
17
Left
minus
7.
190 feet per minute. 186 knots indicated. Flex 50.
374 up.
Flex
Left
23
8.
point. 181 knots indicated. Flex motion point. Minus 3 feet per minute point.
308 up.
176 knots
Left 10.
indicated. MCP over speed warning off. 172 knots indicated. Flex 26 point.
235 up.
Flex extended
Left
light
11.
off. Flex and transit light off. Flex extended light. 1720.
199 up.
point.
Left 13.
MCP at RTE legs 1 forms main row 1 column 4. Close and checklist grouping. This is CHKLST button.
157
MCHKLS.
Left
Microsoft
14.
Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Flaps
1674 feet. 1668 feet. 153 knots indicated. Minus 305 feet per
116
minute
up.
point. Flex.
Left 14.
MCP speed. Indicator speed at Alt plus E selected 150. Selection removed.
60 up.
140.
Left 15.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22. 1640. 1494. 146 knots indicated. Distance to destination 5
127
0 cold.
Left
Minus 233 feet per minute. 144 knots indicated. MCP altitude 200 feet nav.
98 up. Left
MCP over
15.
speed warning on. 1590.
CDU
C40
message display.
apple point.
A failure.
CD.
CDU
Forms
message
main row 1
clear.
column 2.
49
Forms
up.
main.
Left
Close and
15.
checklist grouping. MCHKLS pressed.
CDU
Microsoft
message display.
checklist.
A
Microsoft
failure.
Flight Simulator 1.3
8 up.
1.
Left 15.
Microsoft Flight
Alright,
Simulator
landing
1.3
checks.
1.2.
Power
Engine up.
switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
12
Landing
down.
gear.
Left 15.
Down.
Flaps.
Set.
CDU
CDU
number
message
select CDU number
This landing came on quick, guys.
25 down.
1468 ASL.
Left 15.
1428 apple point.
Flight
142 knots
attendants
indicated.
prepare for landing.
1433 ASL point.
5 down.
1253
Left 15.
apple point. 142 knots indicated. 610 feet per minute point.
84 down. Left
CDU
15.
number 1 message light on. Flex 40 point.
CDU message displayed. A failure. 103 down. Left 15.
CDU number 1
message
message light
clear.
off. CDU number 2 message
146
light
down.
off.
Left 15. 161 down. Left 15.
I believe it's windy here today, too.
165 down.
Wind
Left 15.
292 3 knots
CDU
point.
message
0 knots
displayed.
point. CDU
A
number 1
failure.
message light.
1,000.
3 knots point. 0 knots point.
158 down.
28
Left 16.
degrees. 1000 feet point.
Oh, no, we're good.
982 feet. 971. 141 knots indicated.
159 down.
Minus
Left
463
16.
feet per minute point.
CDU
CDU number 1
message
message
light
light off. CDU number 2 message light off.
We're looking good, guys.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
CDU number 1 message light off. CDU number 2
Approaching
message light off.
runway 07 right.
Traffic. Traffic.
CDU number 1 message light off. CDU number 2 message light off.
Traffic. Traffic. 500.
CDU number 1 message light on. CDU number 2 message light on.
400.
300.
CDU number 1 message light off. CDU number 2 message light off.
200. 100.
Here we go.
50. 40. 30.
Speed light off. CDU number 1 message light on. CDU number 2
20,
message light on. Speed light off.
10.
Throttle off.
On ground.
CDU number 1.
Speed
CDU
brake
message
out.
clear. 131 knots.
Reverse
107
course. 100 knots.
Landing rate minus 296 feet per minute.
83 knots.
Minus 296.
60 knots.
61 knots.
Speed brake slash arm light on. Speed brake arm light off. 40 knots indicated.
40 knots.
33 knots indicated. 19 knots indicated.
19 knots.
7 knots indicated. 0 knots indicated. Left jump to gate. Left retractable landing. Right retract. Airport code as land. Right retractable. Position 180 loaded. D2 name D number 2 type A small in use. Left anti-ice valve closed. Right anti-ice valve closed. Tank A N T land right out D3 name D4 name D number 4 type A small in D5 name D number 5 type D6 name D number 6 type A small in use. Apples select D8 C1 name C number 1 type C2 name C number 2 type A small in use. Note C apples C5 C6 name C number C7 name C number 7 type A small in use. Note C8 C L2 N1 name N number 1 type A small in use. Note N2 name N number 2 type A small in use. Note N3 name N number 3 type N4 name N N5 name N6 name N number 6 type A medium in use. Note 25 180. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 1.22.0. Altimeter 9. Auto brake 1. None lock off. Auto brake none lock on. Auto. Target brake on. Target brake off. Target brake on. Speed brake extended light off. Target brake light on. Target brake off. Target brake on. Flaps 36 point.
And there we go. Not a bad flight whatsoever.
Flaps 28 point. Flaps and transit light on. Flaps extended light off. Low oil pressure light off. Low oil pressure
I
light off.
felt like we was
Flaps 25
coming
point.
in fast, but
Flaps 17 point. Flaps and transit light off. Flaps extended light on. Flaps 12 point.
as you've
Number 1
seen,
ignition off. Number 1 fuel valve closed. Engine number 1 fuel valve light in transit. Number 2 ignition off. Engine number 1 star valve light in transit. Number 2 fuel valve closed. Flight recorder light off. Captain 50 light on. Left elevator 50 light on. Left elevator main light on. Left code light on. Left slash OPLD light on. Right elevator 50 light on. Right alpha main light on. O 50 light on. Left master caution light on. Right master caution light on. Anti-ice warning light on. 50 off. Overhead warning light on. Engine number 2 star valve light in transit. Engine number 2 fuel valve light in transit. Left light off. Left regulator off. Engine number 1 fuel valve light open. Engine number 1 star valve. Left half fuel pump off. Engine number 1 half low pressure light. Right number 2 light on. Right half fuel pump off. Right half fuel pump off.
maybe we'll go ahead and
Number 1 generator
submit
off.
this
Number FS Airlines. Engine number 2 button delete button X button exit button delete and flight button flex 0 point. Press.
in flight. That was a good flight, you guys. I
Left,
enjoyed
X
it.
button exit button next button Press right side window off. FS Airlines. Button. Master
Just remember that.
Next button. Exit button. Next button. Press FS Airlines. Transfer
That's
mode.
because he
Transfer
didn't turn the APU back on. I'll show you.
Exit button. Next button. Flight deck. Flight deck Colorado. Button. Next button. Home button. Options button. Fly button.
So
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
if I bring the panel up, let me show you.
Forms.main row 1 column 2. Cockpit panels. Panels preview levels. Microsoft Flight 737. Forms.main row 1 column 3. Forms.main. Microsoft Flight Simulator 737.
All right, let me show you. I bet you the APU is off. Let me show you. Or the generator. You don't got the generator on. Watch.
EEC 1 level 1. Oxygen 1 0 1 level. Flight report level 0 F electronic left 1. Forward overhead left 1 level 0. Expanded 0 items. Left master caution light on. Right master caution light on. Navigation / display 1 level 1. Engine number 1 hydraulic pump low pressure light on. Hydraulic warning light on. Engine number 2 hydraulic pump low pressure light on.
All right, check this out.
Electrical to left 1 level 1. Battery selector combo. Ground power off. Cabin utility. Passengers. DC volts. DC amps. AC volts indicate. AC amps. Edit cursor. Scan. IDG distant. ID. Generator screwing. Generator number 1 off. Generator number 2 on. Generator number 2 off. Apu generator number 1 on button. Pressed. Apu generator bus light on. Apu gen 1 off bus light off. Engine generator off bus light off. Transfer bus number 1 light on. Transfer bus number 2 light on. Apu generator number 1. Apu generator number 2 on button. Engine pressed. AC source light on.
See that?
Forms.main. Normal cursor. Flight control. Low pressure light on. Flight controls warning light on.
You said go and kick on the generator button. So that's what it be,
Flight
you guys.
control
I hope you enjoyed the flight. I thought it went pretty good. And like I said, if you guys got any questions, anything like that, I'd be glad to help you out. Now, we'll let the plane run here in the background because I said I had something I wanted to discuss with one of our Trobos. Basically, we had a Tro send us email, and the only thing they put in it was sucky content. And that was the words exactly. Sucky content. Sucky content. Sucky content. So the thing is, when you're doing a flight in a sim, the content is going to be flying. I know it might be surprising to you there, Trobo, but
Field pressure light on.
either case, I do appreciate the fact that I got your attention. Because, you know, if it was that bad, I figured you wouldn't even watch it. You know, you'd say, no, I ain't watching this. But that wasn't the case. Because you watched it. So, when you're in a sim, just so you know, you go from one airport to the next. Now, there might be some extra content you can throw in there, maybe a passenger, maybe some people. For the most part, you're in the cockpit and you're flying from one airport to another. So, I do appreciate you messaging us, though. That just tells me that you love us. And you know what? We love you too. Don't be so alone. You don't gotta be. You can hang out with us and we'll joke with you and continue calling you a tro if that's all you want to do is leave silly comments. But yeah. Guys, I did really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it you know, was good for you. And until next time, you guys take care. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, wherever you might be.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
And
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
we'll be talking to you.
CMDB off button. Forms.main.
Oh, we'll close that.
CMDB off button. Plus
We don't need that.
Latest file submenu plus F. Normal. Latest flight March 31st.txt. Screen share media controls. Windows media player. FSUI PC space TTP. Zoom row 1 column. Latest flight March. Screen share media. Windows media player. FSUI PC space TTP. Zoom row 1 column 6. Latest flight March 31st.txt. Notepad row 1 column 1. Latest flight.
Where'd you go?
Status and command bar view. Normal cursor. Screen share media control. Screen share media. Windows media player row 1 column 2. FSUI PC 7 console log row 1 column. FSUI PC. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3, 1.22.0.
Okay, get rid of that.
FSUI P7 console op terminal plan.
Goodbye.
13,157,000. 13,150. Latest flight March 31st. FSUI P screen share. Windows Media HTC Zoom row 1 column. Star latest flight March screen share media control. Windows Media HTC Zoom row 1 column 5. Star latest flight March screen share media control row 1 column 2.
All right, guys, take
Screen
care.
share media.
And be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if there's somewhere you'd like to see us fly, just let us know where, and we'll take you there. See you guys.